Journey into mystery, huh? Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Asha Media TV. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Asha. This is my channel where I like to watch, react, and review a variety of stuff related to sci-fi, fantasy, and comic books. So, in today's video, I'm going to be watching and reacting and reviewing somewhat episode numero 5, number 5, titled Mystery into Journey of Disney Plus's / Marvel Loki. But before I press play on this episode, I do need to cover some very basic stuff, especially if you are new to my channel. Listen up. Number 1, just in case you missed it in the title, this is a spoiler-filled reaction video. Spoilers ahead, related to Loki in all of the MCU. Okay, so if you haven't seen any other MCU stuff related to Loki, I might accidentally spoil something about it, so just letting you know, spoilers ahead. And lastly, you may have come across older videos on my channel where I was showing video footage and or clips related to the episode with audio and all that jazz. Basically, your standard type of reaction video you're used to on YouTube. However, for very valid legal reasons, I cannot provide those kinds of reactions here on my channel on YouTube. So instead, what I do offer is a watch-along type of experience. Therefore, it's best if you get access to the episode on your end. I have it on my end, and we sync up together using visual and vocal cues that I provide for you in this video, and we watch the episode together. However, for those of you that prefer a much more stress-free way in watching me watch this episode with bonus content and extra perks, details on how to access my alternate reaction to this episode is in the description box below. Alright, now I'm going to get ready to press play on episode 5, and if you watched my reaction to episode 4, then you know that I am maintaining a cautiously optimistic attitude when it comes to this series because I feel that I've been misled as a viewer as to the type of Loki we were going to be getting in this series. And one of you were kind enough to validate my suspicion that it's never really been about Loki as a character, primarily Tom Hiddleston's Loki. It's been about the concept of Loki, the subject matter of Lokiism, in that sense, right? So I'm hoping in episode 5, more elaboration will be shown, and I can't see how that's not the case since the end credit in episode 4 showed our Loki, Tom Hiddleston, in a world of other Lokis or other versions of Loki. So if you're willing to watch this episode with me and find out how this all unfolds, let's get to it. Hello again! Okay, so let me give you a quick overview as to how my watch-along process works here for YouTube. So I get access to the episode, I line up right at the beginning, I don't skip whatever recap or intro or whatever, I just let it play. And I will let you know vocally as well as you will get a visual cue when I'm pressing play, pause, or rewind. Now when it comes to pausing, I'll pause mainly for 3 reasons. Number 1, buffering or lagging issues with my streaming service. Number 2, it's to rewind somewhere in the scene or rewind somewhere in the episode. And number 3, which is the most common reason I'll pause, is to have a commentary moment with you, my viewer, a tete-a-tete as I like to call it, and just kind of, let you know what's going on in my mind about a particular scene, a particular thing. And when it comes to this series, I tend to rant more than anything, but I'm making a deliberate choice to rein it in a bit because I don't want to offend certain people. I'm not that kind of channel, I'm not looking to stir up controversy, but at the same time too, it's finding that right balance between expressing what I really truly feel and think about something versus being very tactful with my language. Anyway, I hope it's going to be easy for you to follow along, considering the fact that I've also included very recently a much more visually appealing layout that's safe for me to put on YouTube for you. So hopefully that helps out. If not, as a reminder, I offer an alternate version of my reaction to this episode with bonus content and extra perks that you can explore. Details about it is in the description box below. But if you're ready to watch, let's go. All right, I'm at the 000 mark, and I'm gonna get ready to count down to play. And letting you know, I didn't even read the 2 sentence synopsis. I did not check anything because I know that if I had opened up my homepage for YouTube, there would have been a bunch of thumbnail spoilers for me. So I am going in here blind. Now, I think I did say I was going to watch the trailer for episode 5, but I never got around to it. I actually forgot to because I got caught up with other stuff. So I am completely blind to this. You know what? Maybe what I'll do for my reaction to episode 6 is I'll watch the trailer with you and then jump into the episode. Why not, right? I'd rather make it a more immersive experience. Or maybe immersive is not the right word, but you know what I mean. I'd rather share the experience. Okay. Anyway, let's go. I'm nervous. Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. I really wish I could be that kind of viewer that's just easygoing with everything, you know? I'm just not. I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like. Okay, if there's one thing for sure I really want to see in this episode is what happened to Mobius. Obviously who the timekeepers are, but I really liked Mobius. And of course, what happened to Loki, which I know what they'll show us. I mean, that's what the whole episode should be about. Okay, shutting up now for a little bit. Do I want to skip the intro? No, I don't want to. But to be honest, as much as I love the Marvel intro in general, I really don't think they need it all the time. Or I wish they would figure out like a really short version of it that lasts like 3 seconds. So at this point, the way they were acting at the end of episode 3, shouldn't the TVA be in complete disarray and chaos right now with the whole Nexus events going all cuckoo? You gotta give it to them when it comes to the music, though, for this series. I actually am gonna buy the soundtrack. I normally am not the type that does that, but the music is off the hook. Just this alone on replay while I'm working? Yep. Sign me up. So this is like a destroyed version of Earth. Huh? Oh, it's an actual monster. It's a cloud monster? Oh, okay. Well, you certainly got my attention. Hmm. which is... You gotta do better than that, girl. Okay. That's an awkward time to earn her trust. So, point at the end of time. Okay. Richard E. Grant, look at him. Did he just fall to the ground to a kid version of himself? Like the Langoliers? All right, I have to pause. Okay, so I'm at 729, and I'm going to go back 20 seconds. I need to hear that again. For those of you who are not familiar with the Langoliers, just Google it. I don't want to give away spoilers. But what he said just reminded me of that old-ass miniseries. Oh my gosh. Okay, going back 10 seconds, 20, maybe 30 will be safe. Let's go back 30. All right, so I'm at 6, 5, 9. I'm going to count down to play. 3, 2, 1, play. Alive. Boastful Loki. Ah. So are these the only variations of Loki we're going to see? Oh. Something this Loki never got around to doing. Respect. I wonder how he killed Thor, though. I am curious. That's a little bunker. Thor's hammer. Oh. I'm sure there's other stuff I missed. If he gets all mopey... Oh my gosh. He better not get all mopey with the Sylvie thing. Because I'm still not buying it. And the fact they're trying to force it makes it even worse. It's convenient. You have a spacecraft. I'm sure it won't be that easy. And according to a lot of breakdown videos, Miss Minutes is not to be trusted, apparently. Let's see how that pans out. Took them long enough. Seriously? She's gonna go out. Why did you do that? All right, so she thinks it'll just send her to the void directly to meet up with Loki? Did he really? Of course, boastful Loki. Yep. Which neighbor was that? Oh my gosh, alligator Loki. It's too much. I do. Okay. And how do you get caught to get here? Yeah. What? Wow, that is tragic for this Loki. The kid Loki of a juice box. I'm not gonna ever rewind to check. Really? Wow. Okay. In his own show, Tom Hiddleston's Loki is like the butt of a joke. Oh, yes! Yes! This is what I want to see. It is. All right. There's some hope yet for some more stuff. So did she land? She must have landed the same place, right? She is a Loki variant. And if they use the fact that she's a female Loki variant and landed somewhere else, I am going to be annoyed with that. Okay, good. So she's got to catch up with everybody else. Monster Cloud. Goliath, was it? Oh, oh, oh. Okay. grandma's car. Pizza. Oh, yes! Yay! But how did he end up there? Wait, are they where the other Lokis are? Okay, maybe I misunderstood. So this place, everything goes that's pruned, not just Lokis. Are they in Egypt? I just saw a Sphinx. Okay. That's the Loki I wanted to see all along. All right, I'm down for this shit. So they can use their magic. That's good. So why not use your magic, Loki? God. All right, I'll just take this as dopey fun. But yeah. Except Tom's Loki. He's changed. He's found redemption because he's found love. Of course. Because he's known her for at least a day, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Well, so did they. Yeah. I'd be like, here, you take the keys. I'll find another car. But, that's me. So how did these guys end up here? Like the fact they're on a ship. I was thinking Bermuda Triangle. That's where they all end up. No, it's Mobius. All right, let's see Loki's reaction, because that's going to be fascinating. Yes. That's the question for viewers like me to answer, but I won't. I think most of you know what I'm already thinking. Wasn't her plan to do the same thing, though? So you still have to get rid of it. How? Okay. Why don't you both try your own thing? Because at this point, right, they got nothing to lose. Let her enchant it and let Loki do his thing on the other end. It either works or it doesn't. I just find it weird, like, of all the Loki variants, she's like the only one that's different gender wise. Like, no, is that their prison? Holding cell? Okay. All right. Farmer's bet. Miss Minutes is behind everything. Miss Minutes is some kind of demon or something. I don't know. She's an entity, or it's an entity that's like fucking up everything. All right, so old man Loki's expression there. Something's up with that. Foreshadowing of something he's going to probably do. You can use your magic to put on an actual, like, Loki costume. Oh, I'm surprised she didn't object to that. Make it fleecy. Fleece, that's the best. All right, I'm gonna pause. Oh, what just happened? Whoops. Did I just go back into... Oh, crap. Sorry. I don't know if I went forward or backwards. Oh, I think I went backwards by accident. All right, my bad. Let me just go back to where I was. I was trying to pause. Sorry about that. Okay, so I think I'm about here-ish. Yeah, so right kind of where they were talking. All right, so yeah. All right, so I'm at 3425, and I'm just going to stay paused there, and I just want to put this comment out. And I'm not going to repeat it in my review takeaway portion, so if you happen to listen to me at this point, here it is. After watching that scene between him and Sylvie, which is actually a decent scene, but what troubles me about it is that I feel they not only rushed to that emotional point that I feel they're trying to force on me as a viewer, because if you go back to episode 1, Loki finds out about the stuff he did through projections. And so I guess what's making this so hard for me to take in, as much as they're trying to shove it, okay, is that small time frame of him watching projections of betraying, of Ragnarok falling, of being killed off by Thanos, all that stuff, right, that happened afterwards that we've seen in the MCU. I have a hard time believing that in such a short period of time, through that one moment he watches all that, he's all like, okay, well, in the end I die, so I'm a different person now. And that's what I'm struggling with, and hence why I have so much negativity, I guess. So much hesitancy, resistance. There we go. I think that's a better word. I am resistant to what they're trying to tell me with this Loki. And feelings for Sylvie. Now, to be fair though, I'm trying to be fair. Try to keep an open mind as to what this all means to, and I understand as well that by showing us that Sylvie is not used to having anyone care for her, right? She's been on the run by herself her whole life. And I did love and appreciate that moment where they have her admit that through that loneliness, it's created somewhat of a defense, that she even has to ask him, you know, if you're going to betray me kind of thing, right? Because she knows the nature of Loki's. So I get it where, okay, through her and through his seeming care and love for Sylvie, it's making him a better person. That's what I'm taking that, what they're trying to use Sylvie and their relationship, whatever. That's what I think they're trying to do. And at this point, until further, I see further, I'm like, okay, fine. I will go along to some degree with, okay, Loki's trying to be a better man, right? For this woman version he likes. She's trying to break down her defenses and trust him. Okay. But my gripe is that the lead up to this moment, I don't feel was well executed for me to buy into it. On top of other issues with the series that I have. That's all I want to say, and I will try not to be too redundant about it in my takeaway review portion. Okay. I feel better. I just needed to let that out. Okay, let's continue. 3, 2, 1, play. I had just noticed those little things had no heads. Had a ball for a head. So, what now? Oh, that's what she's doing. And put on your Loki suit! Please, for goodness sakes, be the fucking Loki I've been wanting to see, just even for 5 seconds. You have a sword, yeah. That's all? Like, even your other Lokis have their costume on! Unless they're leaving it for, like, episode 6, where he's, like, all remade anew. I hope. Yeah! I want to see that. Please show that. Oh. Yay! This was a relationship well executed from day one. All right. So, what are you going to use as bait here? Oh, this monster cloud. I don't know why. It just cracks me up. So, these two better make themselves useful somehow. You gotta do something at least? Create a distraction or something? Why is he backing up? What? Okay, pause. Sorry, I'm at 3425. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Why did they have Loki back up behind her? Do you see why I fucking like... Okay. That was weird. I'm sorry, people. That was weird. I had to rewind that 10 seconds. I have to look at that one more time. And if you're following along with me, I'm at 3425, and I'm going to count down to play and just watch that. And please leave it in the comments. Why would you give that direction? Why couldn't they stand side by side like that? 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, he's just moving behind her. Okay. I hear you, Marvel, loud and clear. Loud and clear. Why doesn't he put on some armor? Like... Come on, Sylvie. Do something here. Whoa, what is he doing? Oh, he's making structures for it. Yeah, you go, old man Loki. Aww. Okay. I'm down for that. I'll teach you. Oh. A hidden power. Okay. They'll discover it together. It literally eats it. Come on, boy Loki. Where's boy Loki to help you out? They all just literally left him. Oh. Good effort, though. Wow. Oh, bravo. Did it work? I'm assuming it did. Oh, okay. It's another world? So Eliath or whatever was just like a... Oh, it's finished. Like a cover-up, obviously, to some other place. All right, let's see if there's an end credit. That was an interesting ending. All right, hang on. Let me just pause here. I don't think there's one. No, I don't see one. Let me just double check one more time because my thing here, we're winding back and forth is a little... Oh, wait. I think this is something right here. Let me just click to it. I could be wrong, but I'm at 4426 and I'm going to count down to play. I think I saw something. 3, 2, 1, play. Or maybe I was just seeing... Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought this was footage to something. Okay, so I guess no end credit for this one. All right, I'm just still checking because you just never know. This thing is so weird. No, not there. Okay, all right. No end credits. I'm so paranoid, this stuff. Okay, yeah, nothing. All right, then fair enough. We are done. Okay. I got thoughts, obviously, about this episode. So yeah, let me sort them out a little bit. Let's spend a few minutes kind of... I don't want it to be a rant. I really don't. I'm trying to be more constructive with how I view things and how I articulate it. Comes and goes, hit and miss, you know. And no matter how much I try, sometimes I know I'll get that one person that does not hear, or they'll hear what they want to hear. Anyway, takeaways coming up. Well, I can confidently say that episode 5 of this series is the best one to date. Runner-up would be episode 1. So that's good. Yay, yay, yay. Now, to go with the style or my custom of how I do my reviews, takeaways for TV shows like this, I'm going to start off with anything I didn't like in particular, move on to things that confused me or anything that confused me at all, and end off with a maximum of 3 takeaways from the episode, which I'm happy to share because there are quite a number of them for this episode. Now, when it comes to anything I didn't like, there are things I can nitpick. And if you watched my reaction, you know at certain paused moments, there was one particular where I verbalized some of my concern or some of my frustration about a particular part of the narrative with Loki, which I'm not going to repeat. So go and check the timestamps and go look for that paused section and you can go and listen to me there if you didn't watch my reaction, okay? Instead, what I am going to say as the one main thing, because there are little teeny things, but this is the one main thing that actually really bothered me. And it could be that I'm reading too much into it and I'm, just taking it way too seriously. And that's okay. That's okay. If you've been watching me for a while, watch other shows, you should know by now, I really don't go out of my way to nitpick on everything. In fact, most of the time I miss stuff, right? So just kind of take it as like, hey, if I'm noticing this, then maybe it does mean something, even on, even just 1% something. For me, anyway, for me. So if you want to hear me talk about it, here we go. So the moment I'm talking about that I just did not like was the moment when Sylvie and Loki are standing side by side. And for whatever reason, Loki backs up and starts to go behind Sylvie to her right, and then proceeds to tell her he's going to go off and distract the cloud monster. And why that really bothered me was because as far as I see it with Marvel and its properties, especially in the last few years, it's very clear there's a pattern where they're letting their male characters take a step back to put their female characters forward. And that in and of itself pisses me off because it's not necessary. I am not an advocate for downgrading any type of character to prop up another type of character. So whether it be, downgrading males to prop up females, I'm not for it. Whether it be to downgrade a particular group of people to prop up another group, I'm not for it. I'm not for it in any circumstance at all. Period. So that's why I kind of took it to heart as like Marvel trying to show me as a viewer, hey, you know what? This really is about Sylvie. I know you came here to see Loki, but really, it's not about this Loki. It's about this Loki now passing on the mantle, you know what I mean, to that Loki variant, which is Sylvie. And just the simple action of having Loki move behind her and say, you know, okay, I'll go distract the monster while you be your glorious you. Why? Why? Why couldn't it be that they both stand there equal with each other and their power set and dive into doing what they're doing, just like they kind of did at the end where they got together and Loki finds within himself the enchantment power alongside hers, and they do their business. If they can show it like that at that point in the episode, I just don't see why that direction was given for Tom Hiddleston's Loki to go behind Sylvie like that and prop her forward. That really irked me. Now, as I said before, I could be just completely overreading that because I'm just so bombarded with a lot of politics, real world politics in a lot of these mainstream properties. So it could be a moment where I'm just really overthinking things. But as I said, and I will repeat it, I am not the type of viewer that really goes and nitpicks at every friggin' episode that I watch. In fact, it's usually the opposite. So I'm trusting my own instincts that for me to pick up on that must mean that there was something they were trying to show me as a viewer. And I'll leave it at that. Now, as for anything in particular that really confused me in this episode, I would have to say it's what they've executed or shown to me as a viewer regarding Renslayer and her motives and her intentions. Because on one hand, it seemed as if, okay, she really wants to know what's going on with the TVA and the timekeepers, and she was using Sylvie to do that, and then she betrays Sylvie, and Sylvie prunes herself, and then she's back to square one. Then she goes and talks to Agent B-15. Agent B-15 is like, girl, you just want to find out yourself, and you're trying to play like you know things, and you're cool about it. I still don't know really what that's all about, and I've watched numerous breakdown videos that have pointed to plausible things that's going to happen with Renslayer and another major character, okay? And so I can only guess at that point. But in this episode, I feel that not enough was fleshed out. And considering that we have one episode to go, Renslayer still is a question mark. And perhaps that's on purpose. And I just hope that it will be revealed with a lot of clarity in episode 6. So takeaway number 1 should be very obvious to many of you who've been watching me watch this series since day 1, and that is Mobius is back. Mobius is back, and I'm so happy to see him, and I'm so happy with how they wrapped up a little bit the friendship with him and Loki, which was the only relationship in this series. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm saying it. The only relationship in this series that was well executed from day 1 and had a wonderful arc thus far. Up until this point, we'll see what happens in episode 6, but I loved that hug at the end between Mobius and Loki. It was well earned, well executed by 2 fantastic actors. I just can't say the same for the other relationships for now, but yes, love that Mobius was back. I can't wait to see more of him. Definitely takeaway number 1. As for my second takeaway for this episode, it definitely has to be the moment when Loki and Sylvie come together hand in hand and use their powers mutually together on an equal playing field to then part the clouds, so to speak, or enchant the clouds away to then see this whole new world lying before them that likely houses the real timekeepers, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I like how they did that. That's what I wanted from this show when they introduced Sylvie, was her to be an equal counterpart to Loki. And at the end of the episode, it seemed that's where they were going with it, and I'm cool with that. And as for my last takeaway from this episode, it has to go to Richard E. Grant and his version of Loki and how he somewhat saved the day at the end in sacrificing himself, in becoming a better version, in changing as he thought he couldn't at the time that it was needed, conveniently to help out the other variant Lokis. Now, I'll be honest, at the onset of the introduction of these Lokis, Kid Loki, Alligator Loki, Boastful Loki, Presidential Candidate Loki, which I really enjoyed. I wish we saw more of that one. At the onset of these Lokis, I didn't really think much of them. I was like, all right, cool. You know, Kid Loki defeated Thor. Wow, you know, it's great. But when Old Man Loki had that moment with Mobius, and Mobius is saying, you know, you can change, and we saw him get all pensive about it, I was like, all right, that's foreshadowing something. I just didn't know what it was going to be, and I thought it was glorious the way it was executed. And that actor, he's so fantastic, and he nailed it. He nailed the rebellious spirit of Loki that I enjoy watching so much, and it's the part of Loki that I was really hoping to see a lot in this series, which makes it kind of interesting that at the end of the day, for me personally, Old Man Loki, the spirit of Old Man Loki that I'm interpreting in this episode, was the main kind of Loki that I really wanted to see portrayed through Tom Hiddleston in this series. But that aside, I enjoyed very much what they've shown us with Old Man Loki's sacrifice, putting himself out there literally to save the other variant Lokis, and going out like the boss Loki he is. Yes. Amen. And I'm happy to watch that over and over again, which is why this episode is at the top of my ranking when it comes to this series so far. Overall, I am pleasantly surprised with what happened in this episode. I am enthusiastic, cautiously, but enthusiastic to see how they finish this series with only one episode to go. Hopefully they'll put a really awesome end credit that'll tie into the next movie. As for my gripes overall with this series, you know, hey, they're my gripes. And if you are respectful of them, that's cool. You're more than welcome to debate my gripes in the comment section with respect, and I will show you the same respect and courtesy back. So there you have it. That is my reaction and takeaways from episode 5 of Loki. If you enjoyed this video, the best way you can show me is by supporting this channel by following 2 very simple prompts that you see there at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Right over here. That'd be nice. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching, and until episode 6, I'm tuning out. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos and subscribe. You know you wanna.